General nerdery.
I have one mission for this episode, and it is to not use the phrase, they understood the assignment. Because I realized when we were recording the other day over on Noob Island, our Werewolf by Night special episode, that I have been using that phrase basically every time I've talked about a piece of media since I think our Monsters episode last year.
Okay.
Like, if I like it. If I don't, I'm like, they don't understand the assignment. Which is just... It's one of those things, and I'm sure you know that, like, have realized this stuff. When you're recording a lot of stuff, you're occasionally like, I never stop saying that one specific
one
sentence.
thing.
Oh my God.
There's one thing I just kept saying.
Anyways, welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And, oh my God, we didn't record for a month, and I have forgotten how we do things. We're here today to talk.
I'm like, oh God, how do we do things?
How do we do this? We're here today to talk about Miracle Worker Season 4, but before that, what have we been ingesting?
What have we been ingesting? God, it's been so long. It's been so long.
Well, and especially because, okay, so we didn't record we missed one of our normal times because behind the scenes stuff happened. We're sorry, it always happens. But I went in being like, man, I have like 4 good things to talk about. But that was 2 weeks ago, and I've piled on more things, which means my brain has now forgotten all of them.
Right. Let me see. Still been going through The Bear. Have 2 episodes left of that. It is still fantastic. I also feel like I understand so much more about that show since having watched Food Wars.
I still need to. I got the Food Wars cookbook, and I still need to try some of the stuff from it.
Yeah, it's wild. I'll be watching it, and they'll say something, and I'll be like, I kind of know what they're talking about. Oh, that's weird. I've never even worked food service.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm a little worried with The Bear just because I work in the kitchen sometimes that it's going to hit too close to home, even though I'm not one of the cook people.
Right. That's what I've heard some people say, that they're like, yeah, by the way, that show is kind of just what it is. I'm like, oh no. 2 episodes left to go to get all the way caught up with this latest season. Just not enough hours in the day for the most part. In a world where like Armored Core and fucking Starfield dropped like almost back to back, I have just been completely sucked into Monster Hunter now and Loop Hero.
Those aren't even... Wait, I was watching you play Armored Core. Did you get it and then just get distracted by older games?
Dude, I've played like 4 hours total of that game.
Really?
And you saw like 30 minutes of that.
Okay, I thought you had just been like spamming that shit.
No. So I'm not worried about it because it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
It's super fun. It's like, do I want to go blow things up with a Gundam? Cool, I can. But like, I don't necessarily need to like really rock that out because it's blowing things up with a Gundam.
So you can just go to it whenever you feel like
Whenever
it.
I feel like it. I'm like,
okay.
I just want to go blow something up. Cool, I'll go play another level of Armored Core. No, those other ones just sucked me in. And Monster Hunter Now is so good.
Is that new? Is that...
Yeah,
I've not
so
heard about this
Monster
one.
Hunter Now is the new Niantic. It's the Monster Hunter version of Pokemon Go.
Yeah. God, I do not like that name. But anyways, well, were you still playing Pokemon Go? Because
No, I had pretty much fallen off.
yeah,
Pogo.
you and I had... Any Pokemon Go that you and I had been playing died when we picked up Marvel Snap.
Right. But friend, coworker, and future guest Marcus turned me on to this.
Oh, did he finally agree?
Oh, I mean,
I've been fucking working on that for like 2 years. Anyways.
I think it's more just like, what are we going to get him on for? And because he keeps thinking like it has to be one thing, and I'm like, dude, you can come on and do multiple episodes.
It doesn't have to be the perfect episode.
Anyway, he's a big Monster Hunter guy, and so he's like, this is dropping. Like, if you want to give it a shot, like, I'll hunt with you sometimes. I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Like, I don't dislike the Monster Hunter games. I never got super into them, but I've played a few of them. Never super in depth because I enjoy the games, but just in my head, there's weird little hurdles that I have to get over with those games because parts of it just intrinsically don't make sense to me. because there's so
I've never played a Monster Hunter game. I
so
know
a big
like what
part
it
of the
is, but,
Monster
like,
Hunter games is like you're killing the monsters to
take the parts,
so that you can build and upgrade your gear, because your actual character doesn't level up. It's
Just
all
the
about
gear does.
leveling
Okay.
up your gear.
I didn't know. I knew you upgraded gear. I didn't know you didn't level up yourself.
Yeah, your guy is just always your guy.
Oh, interesting.
The things you can do are all based on the gear that you're wearing. So I don't know why this bugs me so much, but like, let's say you need a tail from this creature.
Mm-hmm.
You go cut off the tail.
Mhm.
That makes sense, right? But if you need like basically any part that you need for sure from a creature, the best way to try to get that part is to constantly hit that part.
Oh, so I mean, I get from a gameplay thing where that created, because they're like, oh, that's the thing getting the most attention, increases the odds. But I also get from a like, that tail would be fucking hamburger.
Yeah.
Like, there would be nothing left of that tail. I hit it so many times.
Yeah, or like, I need this fucking head ridge. So why did I smash it with my hammer 500 times?
I can't use the eyeball if I poked it with a sword.
Exactly. I've always ran into that problem. I've also, neither of these are on the scale that made, like, they were the reason I didn't play the game. They were just maybe the reasons I didn't go full fucking hog into the game.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is like, I grew up hunting in real life, and part of that is like trying to make sure that you're a good enough shot to put down the animal as quickly and as painlessly as possible.
Yeah.
And Monster Hunter is all about like whacking at a fucking animal for like 20 minutes.
I know Cece's definitely encountered that because she's big time hunter of some of the like hunting in video games really like kind of exacerbates the negative imagery of hunters in real life, because they think of it as like, oh, what's that fucking shooter game that's in like every bar?
Like the big buck hunting or whatever it is. Yeah.
Where you're just going like hog wild. Or, you know, this is going to date me to the early 90s, but playing Oregon Trail and literally being part of the like killing off the bison problem.
Right. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like, looking back at it as an adult, I was like, oh, no.
This is especially fucked up as I'm wearing a Landback shirt, but like...
I'm sorry. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. Those two things about that series have always just like... I've never been able to quite shake them out of the back of my mind, but like... The hunts in this aren't 20 minutes of whacking at a monster. It's like, if you can't kill it in a minute and 15 seconds, you fail the hunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so it's a lot like Pogo raids.
Yeah.
Just
except, like, instead of just sitting there tapping on your screen, the monsters all have movesets. So you actually have to dodge and, like, learn what different moves look like so that you don't get fucking hit and waste all your health and not be able to hunt until it regenerates.
interesting. Okay.
I still, since you're out in the sticks again now, I still wouldn't recommend it for you.
No, I
because,
do not plan to.
like, the monster spawns are good. They do get worse rurally, but they're not terrible.
They're not.
But at a certain
there's
point,
no Pokestop for 10 miles.
And the like gathering nodes are basically where the old Pokestops were.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Niantic trick, and I don't blame them for that. Like, that's just a... We've had to make 16 of these games between... Because they had their original one, their Pikmin one, their Pokemon one, their Harry Potter one, which I briefly tried before... You know, this was back in the day.
Right.
Before being like, this sucks compared to fucking Pogo. I still want to play Pogo.
I'll tell you what, though, like, this has gotten me up and walking around, I think more than even Pogo did at its height. Because it's a lot of instances where it's like, I only need 2 more, you know, Toby Kadachi prime scales, and one is a block away.
I might need to try it out, because, like, no, we've never had this. I am a large man. And I am to the point of large man that I'm like, I should nip this in the bud before I become unhealthy large man. And so I'm trying to start to balance that out a little more. But I fucking hate the gym. I just, it's not fun for me. And I am such a creature of impulse that if it's not fun for me, I'm either going to do something fun, which in my case is usually read a book or play Marvel Snap, or sleep. So I have the energy to do something fun. So, like, I should just start playing Pogo again on, like, after work for, like, 45 minutes. Like, or
There's
this,
usually
or
some
whatever.
pretty good
Like,
monster spawns around work. Me and Marcus went hunting for like 2 hours after work the other night.
well, and, like, you know, people in Missoula know this, but if you don't, whatever, we're going to talk about my town for a sec there. There's that river trail fucking
Yeah, right
6
there.
blocks from us. And it's
Mhm.
so nice. It's all, even on the worst day of winter, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I recommend it over trying to go back into Pogo because, like I said, at least it's more of a game.
Well, and there's a point with Pokemon Go where you're like, I've got so many of you. Like, and I'm so behind now that when I look at the various, like, special research stuff, it's just overwhelming. Or, like, oh, I need to snap a picture of this Pokemon that hasn't been seen in the wild in, like, 3 years.
Well, and I mean, Pogo is now officially the Pokemon game with the most amount of Pokemon in it.
Yeah, because it's a fucking nightmare to
Yeah.
load that many
Ugh.
Pokemon into an actual game.
And then I guess, well, okay, because we were just talking about it anyway off mic. Like, I did get and go through the story of MK1, although that's about all I've done so far, other than maybe like I'm maybe an eighth of the way into the invasion storyline this season. Maybe.
We had a point while we were talking about it that I was like, fuck, we should be recording this right now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's super interesting. Like, I really like what they did with this reboot. Do we call it a reboot? What is it?
It's the new 52. We already discussed that off. Like, it's no, it's definitely a reboot. It is, because
It's a reboot that falls in continuity, though.
Yeah, so it's the new 52.
Yeah.
The reboot happened because this specific instance. It is, to borrow a term from DC, a crisis event.
Yeah.
MK11 was a crisis event, and this is the relaunch that happens afterwards.
I'm not sure how much of it I'm like super happy about, but everything is so interesting the way that it unfolds.
God, it's
with
the new
all these
52.
characters that
Okay.
I've known,
Yeah.
you know, since I was
Well,
in fucking
and
second grade or something.
all of the characters have a few too many seams to their costume that don't really need to be there, and, like, slightly armored, slightly not. It's that MCU look that the new 52 leaned pretty hard into, and that, well, the MCU has, like, made normal, and I'm back and forth on it because there's some characters where it works perfectly, and then there's others like Blind Kenshi. I was like, you don't need to be wearing this, like, futuristic look. You should just be wearing old school shit. You're Blind Kenshi.
I mean, most of the story up until those mission cutscenes that you saw,
That's fair.
he's just wearing like a suit.
Okay. That's interesting. But, like, you know, I didn't see him with these, so it's probably okay. But, like, the Lin Kuei, unless you're doing, like, the fucking robot ninja Lin Kuei, which is its own
Yeah, the
goddamn
Cyber
thing.
Lin Kuei.
Yeah. Those can look kind of MCU armor modern, too many seams. But, like, Frieza and Sub-Zero should look like high fantasy more than.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because it does seem to be hinted that when we get the Cyber Lin Kuei this time around, it's going to be less Cyber Lin Kuei and more Lin Kuei and Iron Man outfits.
Well, we'll see. Either way, it's probably about time to update the Lin Kuei robot design because it hasn't changed since, like, 1995. And I do respect the tradition of it, but also, it's like Cyborg. If I'm going to keep using DC references, it's like Cyborg. Cyborg remains awesome, and his old school design is nonstop classic. But you gotta kind of update with the time every few years, or you're going to have him looking like, what were those old Apple computers that had, like, the semi-clear outside shell?
Oh shit, those ones?
It's not iMac. It's
I don't remember, but I can picture it in my
yeah,
head
exactly.
right now.
But like, and it's a great design. But if you don't update from that, you're gonna look eternally 2002.
I'm not going to get into all the details and all the nitty gritty, but if you are listening and are confused why I don't know whether to call it a reboot or not, it's because at the end of the last game, Liu Kang becomes the Keeper of Time and gets to reshape the timeline. So technically, this game takes place after all of the other games, but it's at the beginning of a new timeline for the games where everything has been basically reset to where it was in the first game, but with just slight changes.
If you want to hear more about it, we did do an episode on this fucking in like 2019, 2020.
Of like the story up to that point.
Yes. Of the Mortal Kombat storyline stuff. And on one hand, it's hella informative. On the other hand, it is from like the first 20 episodes of our podcasts, and I don't listen to those ones no more. Like I have trouble going back further than like because I do try to listen to our podcast at least. I mean, you edit it, so you listen to it all the goddamn time. But like, to at least be like, all right, what are the the phrases I'm using too often? Where am I umming too much? I can't go back too far because I'm like, oh no, I'm bad at this.
Yeah, that one I kind of wish I could have a redo, but I don't want to do a redo because it's way too much to say.
Fucking from like the first episode. Maybe we've been talking off and on about doing Patreon for fucking ever, and we actually are getting to a point where hopefully in the next year we'll really get it launched because schedules are lining up a little better for us to be able to do some extra content. Maybe we could do a like Patreon exclusive Noob Island like 3-parter.
Yeah, that might be easier.
Like,
rather than trying to stuff it all into one.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
We've learned. We've grown as creators.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. The short version, though, is like Raiden isn't a god any longer. He's cousins with Kung Lao. And Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Smoke are all brothers. I think those are the things that people are going to want to care to know because those are the popular characters and are like some of the most easily noticeable changes. If you're invested in if you're invested in the Mortal Kombat storyline, those are the most easily noticeable changes.
Which, in fairness, Mortal Kombat is the only fighting game franchise that I've ever been invested in the storyline.
Right, which...
For a given value of invested.
I was about to say the same for me, which makes me really sad for both of us, because I know the other fighting games have better storylines.
Oh, probably.
Like, Street Fighter definitely has a better storyline.
I didn't know Street Fighter had a storyline.
Oh, Street Fighter has a storyline. I used to follow the Street Fighter storyline.
The only one that I kind of know is the Soul Calibur one, where the story is aggressively stupid.
Soul Calibur 2.
But Soul Calibur 2 is like... it's not that I'm a big fighting game guy, so like I have friends that would fucking kill me if I said this, but I'll still put Soul Cal 2 as like one of the greatest fighting games of all time.
I love that game.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I love that game. I put hundreds of hours in both the GameCube and Xbox versions. I bought that game twice on multiple platforms.
I still have the GameCube version.
Yeah.
And I actively dislike it on any other version because that's the one I learned on.
Link makes ringing out enemies fucking easy.
Yeah, because he's got that stupid like stab up.
Plus his throw angle is weird. And so it's easy to position them to just ring them out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess just because I'm taking forever, it seems like.
No,
I will
fine.
finish off this. Let's see. The other Reservation Dogs ended.
And you said it ended.
It ended.
Yep.
Well, okay, so Sterling Harjo's already been talking in interviews about this. As far as this storyline is concerned, it's ended. He does have ideas for like spin-offs and even like a movie that would kind of be like a reunion of the Reservation Dogs in a way. But like this storyline is ended.
This storyline's done, but there's other ideas that could take place in this world.
Yes.
Okay.
That I hope he gets greenlit for, because I would watch any and all of them. I am definitely biased towards this show already, but even trying to set that as like doing my best to set that aside and just like examine what happens in the show, it's one of the best television finales I've ever seen.
Awesome.
It wraps everything up so well, and like there's a bunch I could say about it, but we'd have to go into details about it. But it does such a good job of actually just like capping off the themes of the show and like reiterating, and yeah, it's wild.
I mean, obviously I've not seen Reservation Dogs, so I can't place it on the scale of stuff. I think my two favorite finales, the Star Trek Next Gen finale is All Good Things is a fucking masterpiece. There are parts that make me want to leave the room because I can't handle awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just awkward moments because Picard is being thrown through time, so he's like knowing stuff that he shouldn't know in the past and being like, no, you just gotta trust me, shut up. Like, and acting insane to people in the past because he's like, this is gonna happen next. And they're like, what? But like, it's very well done. It's a nice, like, it does a good job of showing the growth of the characters throughout the show on a show that legendarily doesn't have a lot of character growth. And the final scene is absolute perfection. I think my other next one has to be fucking 30 Rock.
Oh, okay.
The final season of 30 Rock is fucking weak compared to all of it, and then they just kill it in the final episode.
And that's it, like, man, the series finale for Reservation Dogs might be in the top 5 episodes of the show, but it's not the number 1 by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But it just does such a good job of like being that end piece, and like, especially because I felt like they were going to have a really hard time ending this because it's a show about kids, right? So like, you have to end it in a way that feels satisfying, but you have to allow them to be able to go on.
Yeah.
Because you can't just end a show about kids, a comedy about kids, by like killing them all.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna that shit ain't gonna roll.
Like, you have to have that look forward to the future while being like, I'm okay leaving them here.
Well, and that's what's so fucking hard about, I mean, that's what's so hard about any season or series finale, but especially one with younger players. And like, we'll talk about it because we have an episode coming up on it. I think Ted Lasso, the farther I get from it, the less I like season 3. But like, that was such a weird, that was such a hard landing for them on that one.
And I mean, and the other finale that we've raved about on this show for fucking Blackadder Goes Forth, like, they had it easy. They did get to kill them all.
Yeah, they're just dead. Well, and I mean,
and like, it makes sense for the story.
It makes sense for the story, and it makes sense for the plot device of the way they do, because they almost always end with, and now Blackadder is dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think he survives in 1? Yes, he survives in Blackadder the Third.
Mm-hmm.
But like, especially in World War I, you don't end that with all of your characters going home happy.
Right. So like, yeah, that's a great finale, but they had the easy way out.
Making me sob uncontrollably, yes.
I've already rewatched that entire 3rd season another time just to like get it all in again. I fucking love that show to death. And I think that's about it. I've been watching a shit ton of Reservation Dogs over and over again, basically.
Man, I was told Shoresy was launching like a couple of days ago, but it turns out it was launching in Canada on Crave.
It doesn't launch in the States until end of this month.
And fair enough, but man, like, I was so mad when I fucking logged on ready for Shoresy, and like, well, I can't make my wife watch the first season again. Like, I've done it too many times. She kind of gets this look anytime I realize there's someone with me who would like Shoresy who has not seen Shoresy, because she knows what we're doing with our afternoon now. Jim. Oh my god. I'm so excited for the chips. Watched another season of Letterkenny with a buddy that we've been slowly watching it through. But like, I've seen that season before. It was the one with the adult spelling bee, which is like the weakest episode of the series, but that's the season.
Okay.
Hard Right J. I love watching them kick the shit out of the Hard Right. God, I had so much stuff. I read a series. I've mentioned a series on here before called Atomic Robo.
Yeah.
which is one of the most perfect comic book series ever created. Like, it just, everything it does right. I'm not saying the sentence, but that. And they have spin-offs of that, of stories that take place in that same universe, called Real Science Adventures. And this one is called The Nicodemus Job. I might have mentioned it before because I fucking love this comic book. But it is, have you ever watched Leverage?
No.
Okay, do you know what that... I'm not going to say, do you know what Leverage is? And then not explain, because douche move on this podcast. Leverage was one of those, I think it was USA Network.
Okay.
But it was one of those shows that fits along lines of like Suits or White Collar or Burn Notice, or like, here is a episode of the week, like episodic format, monster of the week, but with like crime instead. Right. And it was a bunch, it was a group of various people, some of them criminals, some of them like former FBI agent, or so. I don't remember what specifically he used to do. I think he was an insurance claims investigator or something. But basically they form a like little Ocean's 11 criminal gang. Here's the hacker, here's the muscle, here's the face, here's the whatever. And they just do a heist every episode to help someone who needs help.
Okay.
Oh, so-and-so was like screwed over by whatever. We're going to do a heist where we like prove their innocence, and we're also going to steal from the insurance company that screwed them over at the same time to fund our adventures, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It is trashy fucking television. But it is compelling trash. And like, Steven and I were talking about this the other day, and I was hoping to have this conversation with him here, but he's off doing, I don't know, I assume cool stuff. There is something about compelling trash that I'm just eternally in love with.
Oh, yeah.
And this, literally, they stole, like, every episode of Leverage was the something job.
Okay.
The Gateway job, the Van Gogh job. I don't fucking know. I'm making this up as I go along. They were so openly stealing the concept of Leverage for this Real Science Adventures mini that it was called The Nicodemus Job, and it is Leverage placed in Constantinople during the Byzantine Empire. So it is characters from Constantinople for before the fall doing a heist in like the 1500s. I don't know the era, so don't quote me on that, but like, so it's a like historic fantasy, but also a trashy heist. We have to break into the emperor's personal whatever to steal this Bible. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking good. And I'm so mad that there's not like an ongoing series of minis of this, of like, here's a heist, here's a whatever. It would never be made into a TV show because you could not justify the cost of, let's do a heist show, but let's also do a period drama.
Right.
Every episode. But like, it is, the way it is made, it is just built to be like a, 2-episode series premiere. It's really good. I am somewhere into season 2 of Kim Possible. I don't remember if I mentioned starting. I think I mentioned that I started it. Mm-hmm. And Cece's pretty like willing to roll with whatever I watch, with the exception of Power Rangers, where she was like, you do not need to pause this for me.
And you're like, but the giant armadillo is turning into a soccer ball and is about to bowl over their giant Zord.
Which is fair. I'm always a little embarrassed when I watch Power Rangers. And like, I do this fucking show. I own my nerdiness, but there's one here where I'm like, have I gone too far? And like, she never criticizes or anything with like Kim Possible, but she always gives me this slightly weird look when I'm watching, when she gets home, of like, really, you're still on this?
You're like
the Naked Mole Rat show?
I was about to say Naked Mole Rat. That's why.
And a lot of times with stuff that I'm watching like that, she'll get curious or want, and she has shown like, and who knows, maybe she's just not telling me, but like, she has shown no interest whatsoever, which is fine. It's nice to have a show that you don't have to watch with your partner, because I watch a lot, and I love
Mhm.
watching shows with Cece. I prefer watching shows with Cece, but it's nice to have something that, like, it's my one day that I don't have anyone else at the house, and I am just going like a full feral, eating chips and salsa in my underwear.
Yeah.
This is really making my life sound sad, but it's like one part of one day a week. Like, it's not my life.
Just that time.
Yeah.
Mostly naked chips and salsa time.
Watching a kid's cartoon. Oh no, I've made this bad. And then I finished the Ahsoka season finale.
I did start that. I just need to get further into it. I've literally only watched the first episode so far.
First episode's slow as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say my takeaway from it is that I walked away from it smiling and happy that I watched it, but I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in that episode.
I've been so curious about this because it is fucking tits deep into the stuff from the cartoons, to the point of like
Nothing that happened in that first episode mattered to me one bit. That's my takeaway so
I
far.
am trying to remember what happens in that first goddamn episode. Like, because
Other than Ray Stevenson looking like the fucking man.
Ray Stevenson fucking rules in this. Which is weird, because he does not do much. He mostly stands there looking cool and saying enigmatic things.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly... But, like, okay, so you have... I mean, you don't really know who Sabine is.
Not really.
it
Like
doesn't
like a
mean-
little bit.
You're
I don't,
aware that she's a Mando girl.
Right. Like I never stayed away from Rebel spoilers. Like
Mhm.
I know in very general terms what happened in that show, but
The-
very general terms.
The character that Clancy Brown played, he played the animated version of that character in Rebels.
Oh.
He only appears in this one episode. It's mostly because they're like, well, he looks like him. Like, why not? I don't know how far you got into Clone Wars, so I don't know if you've met Hu Yang, the robot played by the droid played by David Tennant.
Oh shit! How far did I get into Clone Wars?
I don't even remember where Hu Yang appears. I just remember I fucking love those episodes because it's David Tennant playing a centuries-old droid that trains Padawans. Like, that's fucking amazing.
That's pretty dope.
Not Sabine, Hera probably means next to nothing to you. Chopper means next to nothing to you.
Yeah, Hera means next to nothing to me, but I fucking squeed at Mary Elizabeth Winstead wearing the Ramona flower goggles.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
Like that's what I noticed.
I know the internet is really in love with her butt in that jumpsuit, and I do not blame them at all. At all.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
where I
that
was
she's
like,
married
I know
to-
those goggles.
I love that she's married to Ewan McGregor, which means him, her, and his daughter, which I believe is with her as well. I'm not certain on that. I don't know enough
Yeah,
about
I'm
Ewan
not sure.
McGregor's backstory, but are all part of Star Wars now?
That's cool.
Because I mean, she shows up in like one episode of Obi-Wan, but still,
Right.
he's
But
there.
still,
that's,
she's
that's
there.
that's fucking neat.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that episode meant nothing to me other than like it was fun. Like there's nothing bad about it. It's just like
Yeah, I am so in love with that fucking series.
and I've heard that even for people that were not liking it that much, that like at episode 5, it just like
I don't
goes
remember if
nuts.
it's 4 or 5, but there is one point where like we have stuff that the characters are all kind of like struggling and not really connecting. And I get that is just, I mean, that's an ongoing plot point in a lot of stuff, but it is kind of frustrating to watch. And then we get one of my favorite Star Wars things of all time, but I really have learned I love the like people, somewhat high concept people growing stuff too. Cause like I'm watching through Book of Boba Fett with one of my friends, and the fucking best episode of Book of Boba Fett is where the lizard climbs up Boba Fett's nose and he trips nuts and then makes a gaffy stick and becomes one of the sand people.
right.
It's one of the best things Star Wars ever done. Whether you like Book of Boba Fett or not, that like
episode is-
part of
yeah.
that episode is gorgeous.
I'll agree with that.
Also, a lizard climbs up Boba Fett's nose, and like it's a logical plot point, which is amazing. And then like Ahsoka has like a growth learning moment in like the episode that I'm talking about that takes the show from like, I'm enjoying this. I admit that I'm enjoying it more than most because I am a huge Rebels fan, so like I'm getting more of stuff that
Hmm.
I want than being like, "Oh, holy shit, this was so good." And the series kind of maintained some of that momentum, and that episode does more to grow the world of Star Wars than anything has in a long fucking time.
Yeah, like I said, the all I've heard is that there's a point. I think for most people, it's episode 5, where even the people that were actively not liking the show, but not to the point where they quit it, were suddenly like, "Oh."
Oh, this is cool. Yeah,
So I'm
it is.
excited to get there.
Mm-hmm. I am so bummed that Ray. I mean, I'm bummed that Ray Stevenson died because I'm bummed that like a guy died, but I'm so bummed because. All right, spoiler. He is not dead at the end of the season, which I was expecting.
I knew that he wasn't dead at the end of the season, mostly because I saw a screenshot of his last appearance in the season,
Yeah,
because they were like, "This is a bummer since he passed."
I don't know who would I would want to do that role. Like, I can't think of. And I feel
Um,
bad for whoever ends up doing it.
oh God, why can't I think of his name?
I've seen something saying Liev Schreiber would be great at it. The guy who played
Oh, Liev Schreiber.
Sabretooth.
So I think I got it. Why can't I think of his name? Um, he does the voice for Dracula in Castlevania. He was the cowboy in Preacher, the Saint of Killers in Preacher. He's one of the dwarves in the fucking Hobbit movies.
Well, not hold that against him. Actually, I liked the dwarves in the Hobbit movie. That's the only thing I liked about the Hobbit movie.
Graham McTavish, this guy.
I'm not. I know I've seen him and stuff. I'm not placing him who he is. Other than, I mean, I heard him in Castlevania, where
I was
he
about to
did
say
a
that's probably
solid
the biggest
job.
thing that you're gonna know him from.
He's played Loki in a few things. Dwalin, I don't remember which one. Fucking was Dwalin the old one?
I
don't
fuck
fucking-
if I know, dude.
Mhm.
Those movies exist.
I think just looking at him, I like the idea of Liev Schreiber better.
Hmm.
But I'm sure this guy could do it.
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking of because he was the Saint of Killers.
Yeah, if you can play the Saint of Killers, you can play an intimidating. God, I'm gonna go with Dark Jedi. Like, okay, he's not Sith. There's
Right.
no part of it. He doesn't have the red lightsaber. He has an orange one, although that's purposely like not quite like.
It's red, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly. He has a Padawan learner. She's got the fucking
Oh, the little braid.
braid. Like, Balin Skull is not a Sith, and he openly is not a Jedi, but he's so in like. There's a bit where they talk about because he'll talk up the Order a lot, or
I
talk
mean-
up his memories, and they're like, "Do you miss it?" And he goes, "I miss the memory of it, not what it became."
I'm sure they must have at some point, but of course the continuity has always been so fractured and the canon has always been all over the place, especially if we go back into the old EU. But have they ever explored Jedi alternative sex?
I know the word you actually used, but
Yeah.
you definitely sounded like
Oh, I know.
.com.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There's those Catholics that don't actually recognize anything post Vatican II.
Catholic,
and
not Catholic. Yeah.
Because I have to imagine the Jedi have those people. You
The-
know what I mean?
The High Republic era had ones that were called like Wayfinders or something that were basically Jedi that don't recognize the authority of the High Council.
Mm-hmm.
That they're like, the Force has pulled me off to go do my own shit, try and stop me. And with the implication that by the time of like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Anakin, that had been cracked down on. That wasn't really allowed anymore, which is too bad because Anakin probably wouldn't have fallen to the fucking dark side if that had been allowed to exist.
Right.
Like, one thing they do mention, which is funny because for a long time Obi-Wan had that reputation as like the Jedi's Jedi, like the ultimate of the Order. I mean, he's on the High Council. He's the first Jedi that we meet, so we think of him as like the ultimate
Yeah.
example of Jedi. In Ahsoka, they kind of talk about him as like he's part of a lineage of fucking psychotic Jedi. on the
Right,
scale
'cause,
of
like,
Jedi.
His teacher's Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon was a bit of a loose cannon.
And he's the most, like, fitting in with the order of all of them, but he's still fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. And when you, especially if you watch through Clone Wars, if you look into what he does, he's a nut. Like, and I love him for it. And I kind of love that they're letting him be a little more mavericky than all of it. I'm sure you know Hayden Christensen will show up, and he shows up a few times.
I've heard he does good too.
He's so good. I mean,
he's always been a better actor than he is in the prequel trilogy.
And we saw that in Obi-Wan.
And he's not a fantastic actor, because I've seen more things beyond that, but he's a better actor than that.
Well, Looper, or whatever the hell it was called, was never going to win him any awards.
God, that movie's so fucking cool, though. I think about that movie all the time.
Oh, man. We might have to just do an Ahsoka episode, because I want to fucking...
Get into it?
Yeah. You know how it is. Anytime I want to, like, rewatch something, I'm like, well, General Nerdery is calling my name.
Yep. Well, it's kind of like how we are going to use this show to make you watch Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm openly supportive of this idea. This is not a make me. This is a give me an excuse to put it higher on my list. Oh, last stuff is I read the TMNT Power Rangers second comic book crossover.
Oh, sweet.
TMNT Power Rangers 2.
How is it?
It's good. It is, the art's by Dan Mora, who is such a fucking rising star in comics right now. He did a bunch of Power Rangers work. I think he did some of the Power Rangers work that we read when we did that episode. And he's been doing Batman Superman World's Finest, and he just did a Shazam series. He's not a superstar yet, but he's going to be a superstar in a couple of years. And then Ryan Parrott, who's been doing a bunch of the Power Rangers stuff, did the writing for it. A lot of the TMNT crossovers, or just like crossovers where they know they're going to do more than one, tend to be trilogies. And this, like, you know, the Batman Ninja Turtles thing did a trilogy. And there is something about the second series that is always a little weird, because, like, they can skip over the awkward, and now I've met these people and we have to explain who they are, even though if you're reading the fucking Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover, you clearly are already aware of who these people are.
Sorry, I just realized why I know the name Dan Mora. Dan Mora has my favorite Sunspot variant in Snap.
Oh yeah, Dan Mora. I'm not surprised. Dan Mora's fucking great.
It's the Sunspot I use. It's the that one.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Dan Mora. Okay, awesome. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
I was like, that name is so familiar. Like, okay,
but like the second of the, if you're gonna do a trilogy of weird crossovers, the first one is a little awkward as the two teams or two groups, whatever, meet each other, learn how to deal with each other. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't. The second one, you don't have to deal with the weird meet cute. So they can, like, you can bounce the characters off each other better, but you are either doing, like, the less interesting villains, like, Krang will never beat Shredder.
Right.
Krang is worse than Shredder. And if you're doing a, like, combined universe, you're starting to break the canon of the two a little more. And then the third one will go completely off the rails, but it'll be really cool. And they haven't announced the third one yet, but that's my bet. And they've clearly set it up, and the third one's going to be Lord Zed and the Shredder, which is what I fucking wanted in the first place, because it's Lord Zed and the Shredder. It's the two heavy hitters. Like, as much as I fucking love Rita Repulsa and have affection for that, Lord Zed gave me nightmares for multiple years. And just in my defense, I was 5.
Getting to see those two look side by side.
Drawn by Dan Mora, it looks fucking cool.
That's killer. Oh
yeah.
You know, before we transition to this next part, I want to give a small shout out, because the other day, my boy from way back in the day, Angus, hit me up, and he let me know that his older brother James is going through our entire back catalog right now. I'm
happy and sorry, James. Like, we've already made fun of our early episodes, so,
but like,
that's really cool.
As far as this, but here's the thing, as far as this, like, me doing this show goes, like, low key, James is one of the biggest nerdy influences on my life.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
When I was a little kid, like he gave me, like we were just talking Star Wars, so he gave me the anthology book Tales from the Empire, the one that had Boba Fett on the front but didn't have any stories with Boba Fett in it.
Yeah, it pissed me off. Tales of the Bounty Hunter is better, but Tales from the Empire was pretty good.
Like, I guess I don't know this for 100% sure, but knowing all of Angus's brothers, like I have to assume it was James's Shadowrun and D&D source books that me and him used to read, where Angus was basically my first DM ever. Like we didn't know how to actually play, or at least we didn't try to actually play. We would go through the rules on how to roll a character, and we'd fill out a character sheet and have all of that, and then we would just go to the park and pretend to be those characters.
Oh, dude, I did that so fucking often.
And Angus would be the one coming up with like all the scenarios we would be in.
So he was your LARP DM, but it wasn't because you were a little kid, so you're just playing pretend.
Yeah.
Which is what fucking LARP is, but
like, it was like unofficial LARPing, basically.
hell yeah.
But I have to imagine, knowing his brothers, that it was mostly James's shit that we were jacking.
Man, a friend of mine actually did a full weekend immersive LARP, and I kind of want to do it now. Like, I'm fucking good at that. I don't know actually if I'd be good at like really fully diving in. But anyways, cool. So glad you're listening, James. Like I'm like...
And also just, yeah. And like, I don't know. I guess maybe, I mean, Blood Bowl was probably James's that we used to play. Like, I mean, that was probably James and Trampus together. But like, once again, James was the nerd. So like, guessing it was probably his. I don't know, like, because you know how it is, like, well, you know, when there's, like, groups and there's the family together, and technically, like, the 64 is his, but it's everybody's.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I'm guessing that technically one of the systems that we used to play on was James's. Maybe, like, we were just talking about Mortal Kombat. I was probably playing his fucking Mortal Kombat.
So James is like, we owe James a beer, is what you're telling me.
Dude, yeah, as far as like me being on the show, it never happens without his influence in my life. So like,
hey James, if you ever want to be on the show, hit us up.
And also Angus, of course.
Like, was Angus the one that we did the Red Dwarf with back in the day?
No, that's
Jesse. Jesse, thank you. I knew it was wrong. But...
So just like, I don't know if you're only listening to them in order or if you're also catching the new ones when they drop, but like, thanks, man.
I kind of hope the second one, because then you can be like, it will get better. I will stop making fun of our old stuff.
I mean, I think he's up at least until the 60s already.
Oh, hell yeah. And
because he emailed us about one of the episodes, like that was like number 57 the other day.
Fuck yeah. Now I want to, okay. And during the break, show me that. Anyways, thank you, James. Love you, bud. I guess. I've not met you. I'm sure you're cool. Take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about Daniel Radcliffe going feral. So you were saying to me this is your favorite...
Oh yeah, I think this is my favorite season.
Okay, that's really interesting. I do not say this as a negative because I really fucking enjoyed this season. I think it's my least favorite.
I think I like catching all the references.
Yes, and that's why I'm not surprised at all that it is your favorite. And again, my least favorite season of Miracle Workers, I'm still going to put over most television. So, like, I feel weird going in with that, but I've just been thinking about that because it was like, this is Tyler's favorite. This could easily be the best. I'm being like, I get it.
No, it's my favorite for the extremely superficial reason of being like, ooh, I love playing Spot the Reference.
That is, yes. That's why I like a lot of the not Star Trek, a lot of the, well, Lower Decks, but a lot of the Marvel shows, so I super get it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah. Oh man, I've been watching Lower Decks too, but we've already done that part.
Oh yeah, I did start in on that too. I started in on it. I'm not too far into the news. Yeah, I did get up to Moopsie.
Fucking love Moopsie. Okay, we are talking about not Lower Decks. I almost said we were talking about Lower Decks. We were talking about the end times.
Dude, from the get-go, like, they dropped the fucking Mad Max intro, and
yes.
I just about shit myself every time.
No, it's so good. It is really, really good, and I fucking love Boomtown because it's clearly fucking from Fallout 3 Megaton, and Megaton's my favorite part of the Capital Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's other places that are more dangerous or cooler stuff, but like Megaton's where I just like to hang out.
I never fell in love with the Capital Wasteland as much as I did the Wasteland from the older games, being out west.
Fallout 3 was my first Fallout game,
Mm.
so I have a slightly different relationship with it than I do
I
the
went
others.
into 2 first.
And that makes sense. So when people are like, these aren't the real Brotherhood of Steel, that's what the Brotherhood of Steel should be. And then I went to fucking New Vegas and met what the Brotherhood of Steel should be and was like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
no.
do.
Oh. Like, the others were a pain in the ass, but I kind of liked, like, they were, you know, the Brotherhood Outcast or whatever they were called, like, the Capital Wasteland Brotherhood, were at least, like, trying to help people. And I was like, yeah, okay. You're a flawed group trying to make the world better. Into it. Well, real Brotherhood of Steel, I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, that's why it's great to kill them and take their armor.
Yep, I get it. I did not understand back in the day why it bothered people. Also, Liam Neeson was my dad.
That is so great every time. I'm like, oh, Liam.
Dad.
And then he's been taken.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. Like, this season just in general, though, kind of tickles me. Like, fucking Wasteland Wanderer and Warlord try to settle down in the post-apocalyptic
I do
suburbs.
absolutely adore the concept. I was going to say, as much as it's a love letter to post-apocalypse stuff, it's kind of just a love letter to, like, a certain era of sci-fi. And I know Terminator really is post-apocalypse stuff, but we never
You
spend
normally
much
think
time
about it, right?
Well, because we don't spend time in it. And the only one that we did, no one liked.
Yeah.
I never even saw that one. I mean, I've only seen some. I'm not a Terminator guy. Terminator 2 is good in a trashy way.
Okay. This is my favorite overall season. It has my least favorite episode.
Which one?
Jim Carrey in the park.
I was going to guess that was it, yeah.
Which is funny on a meta. Like, I love the idea that, like, instead of Shakespeare in the park, that it's Jim Carrey in the park.
I think, yeah, I
something about that's great. They keep that shit going far too long in that episode.
It's the adult spelling bee from Letterkenny. It is probably the weakest episode of the series, or up there. Fuck, I'm gonna say it understood the assignment. It had an idea and it fully explored that idea.
But we didn't need to be explored at the end of it.
But it didn't. I don't know if that idea it deserved a full
episode, like
thing. Yeah,
deserved an A plot.
Yeah, because what was the B plot of that one? That was what was Sid up to? That was Sid goes on a weekend trip with Ty and his friends. Okay, that was so much more interesting watching him and because
and all the ties.
Yeah, because those two didn't heavily interact in season 3, so it was kind of fun to see them bounce off each other because we saw them a lot in season 2. Again, I'm talking about the actors, obviously. If you have somehow not ever seen Miracle Workers, but are listening to our season 4 episode of Miracle Workers,
Anthology series,
same cast, different characters, different background and story each season.
There is weird continuing threads though, because like this has been a growing romance.
Yes, in season 1, and actually it is maybe my favorite thing Miracle Workers has done. In season 1, it's having a crush on this person, but not really, like, they have some openly flirty stuff in the final episode, but they don't really become a couple. They just have that, like...
They're just like, oh,
they're acknowledging...
Yeah, you're cool.
They're acknowledging they have affection for each other. In season 2... they start to acknowledge their affection for each other way earlier, and then they are a couple by the end. Season 3, they're tight from the first moment we see them. And then they are like a couple.
They go on a rocky journey.
Jesus Christ. And then season 4, we don't do any of the meet cute. This is, they are married.
From the get-go.
Yes, what happens next? I also love the idea of just like, what is married life? Let's have an examination of married life in the post-apocalypse. Because it's a thing that we kind of talk about, especially if you study history, and it comes up a lot in Rome. And I know there's been that whole meme thing across the internet lately of how often do men think of Rome? And the answer is more than I want to. But the fall of Rome, if you told the Roman Empire, the people who lived in Rome fell in 452, for whatever. It's 4 blank blank.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been like, what are you talking about? No, it didn't. Like, you don't necessarily recognize that the apocalypse, the civilization has collapsed when it collapsed, because life keeps going on. So it makes sense that, like, what is still the same? And they play it for yucks more than a serious examination, but, like, it's fun.
Well, it kind of reminds me of, kind of a dour subject, but like modern articles, like talking to people, and interviewing people that have lived in some of like the modern civil wars around the world. And for the most part, they're just like, yeah, it was happening, but I was just going to work every day. Like,
I remember when COVID hit and everyone was like, I thought that when civilization collapsed, we wouldn't have to go to my minimum wage job no more.
yeah,
Like,
but it's kind of just
this is
part
what we
of
do.
it.
Yeah. But, like, normal life is still happening, but also death could come at any time. Isn't that fucking wonderful?
So here's the other thing. I think I also like this season the best because it's probably the darkest season.
Oh, it's easily the darkest season. And
they have a human dog.
God.
That whole bit. Have
oh my God.
A human dog.
That they straight up just kidnapped. Yeah. That's... We're going to get to him in a sec, because I do want to talk about the different characters they're playing this season. I just said it's my least favorite season, and like, as much as I enjoy Spot the Reference, I sometimes feel it got a little too lost in that, like, this is the Matrix episode. He's the Terminator. This is whatever. It was just a fucking great episode. So, like, it's a critique and not a critique at the same time. Season 1 told the most cohesive story. Season 2 was, in my opinion, probably the funniest, but I'm such a sucker for fantasy genre that it's really made for me. Season 3, I think, had some of the best interplay of the actors. Season 4 had the best costuming by a long shot. And, like, the best, I don't know, world building, maybe? But, like, again, there was no, this is the Willow episode in Dark Ages. There was no, fucking Oregon Trail was just the Oregon Trail. So that was kind of its own thing. I definitely liked Steve Buscemi's character the least in this one. Like, of his characters.
Oh, of his characters? Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But I'm not supposed to like the shitty junk dealer, so that's fair. He did a good job. Man. I'm definitely not knocking Steve Buscemi.
His fucking class reunion.
The amount that Steve Buscemi is just willing to play a pervert is remarkable. Because they were like, all right, Steve, you are easily our biggest name credit to this, which is impressive because we have Daniel Radcliffe. You've played God. You've played a literal shit shoveler. You've played like a super dangerous gunslinger. He's like, cool, what am I going to play this time? You're going to play a shady businessman that fucks skeletons a lot. Cool.
Not as bad as what Sandler makes me do.
Oh my God. Okay, so I want to go through who the different cast plays on this one. Daniel Radcliffe is back as Sid, who is such a Mad Max reference and has incredibly dark moments, but is the most normal man out of all of them.
Like, or at least trying to be normal.
He's the most
normal, but he also is actively like, I want to live this life.
Yes, and he's the one leaning into it, but like, when he goes feral and they have like a flashback to a little girl going, save me, Sid, and then he like... We'll talk about... I loved the going feral scene. It's so fucking funny. Daniel Radcliffe is another character very willing to just commit to the bit, to just like...
Yeah.
So you're gonna hump a robot corpse into it in your tidy whities. Yes, please. Like, he's straight up just wearing, I don't think it's directly what Mad Max wears, but it's so clearly
I think it's closer to the Fallout version.
okay. Because, I mean, definitely Fury Road Mad Max wasn't wearing part of the tires as part of his
Right.
vest, but like,
Because it's basically the Road Warrior outfit
mhm.
with a little bit extra on it. And it's a little bit, yeah, like you said, it has like the tires and stuff that are a little bit more noticeable.
It's
rather than
really
just-
good. I love
rather
that.
than just straight up being like a badass leather jacket.
I think that I love his jacket in this. Honestly, I think he could play a weirdly good Mad Max if we ever needed him to. This is not my favorite of Daniel Radcliffe's characters. Honestly, his season 1 might be my favorite.
Oh, Craig Bogg.
Craig Bogg is so fucking funny. Lord Chauncey's really funny.
Prince Chauncey the pretty cool.
But like, and he gets by far the most character growth in that season. But I think I really love Sid.
Sid's pretty great.
Also, I have to assume he's named after Sid Vicious.
Yeah, probably. And also just like having that one
Mhm.
syllable.
But he's the desert rat. I mean, he's straight up Mad Max. But Mad Max, who instead of being traumatized and disappearing, decides to get married and
Well, I mean, this is basically what if Mad Max married Furiosa.
with a little bit of what's her name who runs Barter Town. Not
Right, Tina Turner's character.
Yeah.
Um,
Because that is Tina Turner's hair.
yes. God, why can't I? What is her name? Why can't I think of this?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up while you go into.
And then Steve Buscemi plays Morris the Junkman Rubenstein. I think Benny the Teen from season 3 is my favorite of Steve Buscemi's characters.
Yeah,
Because
probably
we have
Benny the
God,
Teen.
Eddie Shit Shoveler, Benny the Teen, and Morris the Junkman Rubenstein. I do enjoy Eddie Shit Shoveler, but like I think Benny the Teen is
Auntie Entity.
Auntie Entity. Yeah, she's got some auntie energy going on.
Yeah,
I kind of want to watch the Thunderdome now, which is weird because it's not very good. And I'm not historically a Mad Max fan outside of Fury Road.
dude. Once again, to bring them up again, me and Angus back in the day in the old fucking wrestling video games, when they first introduced customizing characters in the like
WWF WrestleMania, I think it was.
WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Oh, okay.
We would take the Steiner brothers and name them Master and Blaster
That's fair.
after Master Blaster in fucking Thunderdome.
I mean, okay, so it's really fair that there's a reason, not Fury Road, the second one,
Oh, Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. God, I was getting the road part and then stuck. There's a reason Road Warrior is probably the best thought of one, with the possible exception of like the original trilogy. But there's so much iconic shit in Thunderdome, even if it goes a little wild in the last like third of the movie.
Yeah.
Let's find these children living in an oasis and then fly to a
I mean, a really good depiction of a cargo cult, though.
yeah. I think it's because everything else was like so grim and gritty and dirty, and then we randomly see like the kids from Hook living with him,
Right.
kind of like. Anyways, Geraldine Viswanathan. Oh my god.
I don't know where the stress is in her name. It's Viswanathan, but I don't know.
Viswanathan.
But I don't know if I'm putting the stress in the right place.
My Montana accent definitely trips over it. Viswanathan plays Freya Exultana,
Yeah.
Lord of the Wasteland. I love her, but I think, I don't know, Al Shit Shoveler might be my favorite character she plays. She played Eliza Hunter in the first one.
Shit shoveler.
Shit Shoveler, Prudence Aberdeen. I don't know.
Oh.
She might be the most even of the act. Like, not,
Because they're all pretty.
they're all pretty even in my like rankings of them.
Right. Not saying that like she played the same character every time, but just like it's all the same level of good.
She played a pretty similar character each time.
I'd say Eliza's in last place for me. It's the other three that I'm having a hard problem with.
Yeah, and I rewatched season 1 recently, and Eliza's still really fun, but she's just No character other than Steve Buscemi as God stands out in season 1 as much as they might one character stands out in the other seasons.
Hmm.
Mostly because, oddly, considering that it takes place in heaven, they all play relatively normal people.
Right.
Well, they get to go a little bigger scale in the later ones. I don't know. Freya's fucking great.
Yeah, I dig Freya. Freya's great.
Karen Sony playing the TI-90 or TIE.
That's such a fucking good joke, too. He's a TI-90.
Isn't that a fucking...
Texas Instruments?
Yeah, the
calculators?
Graphing calculator.
Mhm.
That's what I was looking for.
TI-80, TI-80 Plus. Bro, I had like Breakout on my TI-80.
Snake.
Phoenix. Like,
You'll never know what we went through, people who grew up with cell phones.
fucking quad form.
And then what was the Terminator's what? The T... I don't remember what the...
Oh,
numbering is for him,
it's
but
just T, isn't it? Like, it's T8000 and the T9000.
something
and...
like that, yeah. So that's what... And he's literally playing the Terminator if he was a sassy gay man. Oh,
Sassy Pan Man? I think, because...
He mostly wants to fuck machines, so that's... I don't know.
I think he mentions fucking multiple genders over the course of
Let's
the season.
go with sassy queer man.
Yeah.
It's very coded gay, but like it doesn't I don't remember if
he
they
doesn't
ever
seem to have very much of a preference.
No, but just like the way that he plays the character is,
Yeah, agreed.
But not in like an offensive
No, just
way.
like this is him.
Yeah.
Cool.
He plays the sassy gay friend. Ty might be my favorite. Vexler was really good. Gunslinger was really good.
I think maybe Vexler for me.
Vexler's really funny. And then we have John Bass, who is... I've never met someone so willing... I've obviously never met him. I've never seen someone so willing to play an embarrassing dingus.
So he's wearing the same outfit as the bad guy in Road Warrior, Lord Humongous.
But Lord Humongous is Lord Humongous, and he's
And not
Scraps
Scraps
the dog.
War Dog.
Because he played Sam, who was just a normal dude who's kind of dumb and a little too connected to his grandma, but like a good
I
dude.
forgot about the grammar.
Mikey Shitshoveler, who is just the idiot younger brother and is the dumbest of of his characters, but not like in a bad. He's just literally unintelligent. Todd Aberdeen, who's the absolute worst, but he's supposed to be the absolute worst. And Scraps the War Dog. I have to give this to Scraps the War Dog.
Holy cow. What?
Who is incredibly dark.
So dark. Everything about that character is really fucked up.
And we'll get back to Scraps, but
But he's played so comedically.
I really want to actually talk about Scraps more than anything, but I wanted really quick. Lolly Adefope?
I think Autofope, yeah.
Comes back. She wasn't in the last season as the Neural Net. I think I liked her best as Rosie from season 1.
I agree.
Maggie didn't have a lot to do, but it was funny. And the Neural Net's fine. She plays the Neural Net. She plays, yeah. Scraps is, in a dark season, Scraps is the unexpected, absolute darkest shit from basically the get-go.
Yeah.
Because
it's a human dog.
And that's not even the darkest fucking thing about him necessarily.
The mailman bit?
The mailman bit, where it's a running gag, I think in episode 2, maybe 3, where he just wants to kill the mailman because he's a dog.
Because he's a dog. You're like, okay, yeah. Because it's kind of like Cat and Red Dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's just acting like a human dog. And sometimes it's way more human, sometimes it's way more dog, just like we're used to seeing from Cat and Red Dwarf. Sometimes he's really catty. Not to the extent that he is doggy, but like, there's times you're like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Very cat-like behavior,
You're walking
very
around
dog-like.
spraying. I get it.
But then randomly, like, the mailman goes home and they're like, it's your birthday. Our kids are going to be here for a sec. Oh, cool. I'm just going to sit down quietly for a second. And then he fucking shoots him in the trigger warning real quick. This is fucking dark. Almost too dark for me. Shoots him in the head says, "I swore I'd get you," puts the gun in his hand and jumps out the window while the wife walks in to see that she thinks her beloved husband, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe TBS let them do that.
Also, this is a guy that was brainwashed into being a human dog. And they just treat him as a pet the entire time, and like it's completely normal.
Even Sid, who is like the good guy that goes around, he's not my prisoner, he's my pet. Oh my god. Oh, and then we like see him. We see he's rescued by his past life, and it turns out that he wants none of it because he doesn't want to be a hardworking, industrious good man. He just wants to sleep and eat.
I can't blame him.
I get it.
I get it.
Like,
maybe not the way to go about it. They definitely kill his family so that he can never go back again.
And Sid is calling this is the darkest thing you've ever done, and they're just like laughing at him, and it's just kind of played for laughs. He has no attachment to his family anymore. He just wanted to eat ice cream, but like yelling at his daughter because he had to work all day, and like, what time does that leave for scraps? Josiah, no time. Which that clicks for me, for someone who has been struggling this last year finding like balance in time stuff. Or he's
speaking of time, Ty has fucking killing the guy in the past down to a science.
Last thing on scraps, because it might be the thing that made me laugh hardest, is he's opening up his dog food and singing a song about not remembering the past because it will make you want to kill Freya or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, what was it? It's like, you've been brainwashed. Like,
he's like, why do I always think of that song? Like,
it's always stuck in my head.
Christ. Okay, but Ty, who is horny out of date Terminator,
literally goes back in time every day and kills his dude.
John Christ. They do successfully make one absolutely the worst character every season. John Christ might be it.
Yeah.
I mean, Rubenstein's fucking terrible, but there's something about John Christ that makes me want to punch him in the face.
So hard.
It's the line from Scraps. Like, after having met the guy, it's kind of hard not to side with the robots. Like,
I love the HOA episode.
I hate HOAs so much. So her like siding with the HOA are like, all right, you're not playing a good person this season. Although they run a relatively positive HOA here, like actually trying to do stuff, as opposed to most HOAs, which is, let's be honest, often used to force out people of color or anyone who's poor.
Well, here, it kind of makes sense, because if you're rebuilding society, and depending on how far into the apocalypse they are, they've maybe only ever heard of the concept of HOAs.
They still do. The HOA meeting is fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that Linda is considered the most powerful leader in all of...
It was so fucking good. Oh my god. It's the best part is when it wraps around at the end and Linda sacrifices herself for Freya.
Linda! The thing that this show does so well of taking the mundane and then taking the like absolutely bizarre and blending them together in a way that the characters like acknowledge it's kind of weird but just roll with it, like the gag of she's got the head of her enemies and they're like, that might be a bit dark for the suburbs, and then she plugs them in so they're singing and he's like, yeah, that's cute. Like they're so weirdly, because Dark Ages didn't do like that joke, but had that similar ability of like, here's mundane normal life and also here's this like weird fantasy world that we live in.
The HOA episode also had all the Dune references.
Yes. I didn't love that as much. I don't know. Like, there was something about it.
It was fine. I wanted it to be better, but I also was tickled that it was David Desmalchin as Ugulus Sleaze.
Who is David Desmalchin?
He was, he's in Dune.
Okay.
But he was also fucking Polka Dot Man.
Holy shit. That dude can act.
Yeah, so that was Ugula Sleaze.
I would never have known that. The costuming for Ugula Sleaze was really good, and you know, again, there's so many fucking spoilers. We're way past that at this point, but like the revelation that it was a fucking karaoke machine and that Ugula Sleaze is a super good dude who just always sounds evil. It's kind of a hacky bit by this point, but they played it so well that I don't care at all.
I also just love Buscemi constantly doing all the spice.
Yeah. Rubenstein's the worst.
Oh yeah, Rubenstein's fucking terrible.
Rubenstein they could have killed and I would have been fine with it. I do fucking laugh. I don't remember what the final line
And that's
he
the
said.
last thing I ever said.
What he says right before it, and then like looking at the camera. We knew there wasn't going to be a season 5. We were amazed there was a season 4. But like they straight up, and it's almost to a weakness, just say goodbye in the final scene.
But
Like straight up with him being
not
like,
my favorite finale. It's fine, but like the feral. So it's the feral bit that made the internet want Radcliffe is fucking Wolvie.
fair. Also, he's weirdly ripped.
Yeah, right.
I'm still Jared Kiso, but I would be down with
Radcliffe.
which I never would have said before.
The grouping ceremony. Radcliffe being in that episode.
Wait, which one's the group? The where they're putting them in like
and one of these groups
strong hero
evil. Doesn't seem like we should be encouraging that.
You know, Radcliffe is so fascinating because he openly has affection for Harry Potter, and as much as like we seem to have kind of collectively decided it's okay for us to move from beyond Harry Potter, I don't blame anyone for who worked on those movies for being like, no, I love this shit. Because he grew up with it.
Yeah, like that's literally my childhood.
I grew up with Harry Potter because I read those books endlessly. He grew up with it because he was Harry Potter for 9 years. Like, he just...
Yeah.
So that was a nice little, like, swipe at it, but kind of in an affectionate way.
Plus, it still works because, like, Hunger Games and all those other bullshits do that sort of thing.
Kind of... I would have really...
Well, don't, like, English schools really do, like, house sortings in some of the schools?
Yes, but I mean, they don't...
I mean, it's not like all the evil kids go in this one. But...
No, from what I understand, I think it varies between like randomized and I mean there could be some kind of aptitude test. And I bet there's a whole bunch of legacy bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much of a thing it is, but like every fucking boarding school in fiction has them. The fucking Assassin's Guild has them in Discworld. Because fucking, I can't think of his name, but the guy from Jingo, from Clatch. 72 Hour Ahmed.
Yeah.
Starts doing the Viper House thing at one point.
Just actively evil.
Just evil. He's the hero.
And that's oh shit, that's the one where Freya and Ty are partying on Snowpiercer.
Oh god, it is Snowpiercer, isn't it? I went straight to the fucking train from Adventure Time.
No, because it's all separated by class as you move closer to the front.
Yep. I've never seen Snowpiercer, so that's an awareness of what it is, and I know Daveed Diggs is in it, so I've been meaning to watch it.
That shit was funny. Once again, like, I just enjoyed playing Spot the Reference.
Well,
I was
and
like,
it does really...
Dune. Oh, Snowpiercer.
It does a good job of it. It's just there's some of them, like the Matrix episode, which I want to talk about in a sec, but I have one thing I want to jump back to of the dogs. They do the episode where it's the floating city in the sky, which is done everywhere, but Battle Angel Alita, I think, does it
best. That's what I think of. I feel like they were more going off of Elysium.
Probably.
This one seemed like it was Elysium mixed with Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Because of the fashion.
Especially the bizarre fucking fashion. But getting fucking, I can't think of his name.
Paul F. Tompkins.
Paul F. Tompkins in that dog get up is burned into my memory forever, particularly because the same night we watched that episode, we watched an episode of Lower Decks that had Dr. Miglios in it, and I was just like,
no.
Paul F. Tompkins is another one that is willing to just do anything if he thinks it's funny. And he fucking kills it in this.
The Podfather himself. Oh yeah, so the one in the sky is even called Olympus. So yeah, I think it was going off of Elysium.
Yep, that's fair.
It's so close.
Elysium
to
is fine, but Battle Angel Alita does that better than anything else I've ever seen.
Oh, especially the twist.
Battle Angel is so... It's even before we get to the twist, the storyline with she falls in love with a boy who's trying to raise the money to get snuck up there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it turns out he was being scammed. So he just tries to like
go anyway,
climb up and is just shot out of the sky. Is one of the most like, it is one of the episodes, I keep saying episodes, of Battle Angel that stuck with me more than any of the others, even though I don't know if it qualifies as like the most iconic or like, it's not the one that you tell people about, but it's the one that really like,
no, you tell people about her playing roller derby.
Yeah. Murder Derby.
Yeah.
I fucking love, I wanted to call it Blitzball, but that's fucking Final Fantasy X. That's a very different game.
Yeah. Yeah, I always think of it as like Murder Ball.
God damn, Battle Angel Alita is so fucking good. Oh my god.
Matrix though. Matrix Sex Therapy.
Okay, so you've been with Marge for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've gotten to this point, and like, I'm not talking about my sex life on a podcast, it's fine. But like, and not even necessarily about sex life, but that bit when you've been married for a moment, or when you've been with someone for a moment, where the romance has
everything just seems boring for a bit,
and you have to re-find it. And like, I think I've literally done the like, should we have sex? Cool.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm not into, I wasn't thinking about it, but I'm into it. Why not? Because I'm just reading here or whatever. Like, and examining that I thought was real fun. And then again,
I will say, like, as a weird bit, I think we lucked out in that our weird little like things got kind of boring for a bit, coincided directly with like COVID, so like it was going to happen anyway.
It was hard to see them anyways. Yeah. Well, and it definitely happens with living together, because I don't know if you've ever lived with a partner, but that point where you're like, I love you, but I see you every single day. And that's great. If any
You're
day
going for that, but
any day I don't see Cece, I'm like a little like jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
But there is like it's so easy to just kind of
you're going for that until you're in it every day,
and then you just
and
kind
then you're
of
like, well,
forget the special
alone.
Because the special's always there. But the amount that they fucking like the balance of it, and then putting them in the Matrix to explore it. One, just the sight gag of all the fucking things going up, and it's you're used to weapons, and it's just dildos.
That was fucking hilarious.
It was very well done. But then finding their like, turns out she's a hardcore masochist,
and he's into boulders,
and there's two different points where he utterly commits to spots where plenty of actors would be like, I will not be doing this. Where he just straight up fucks a boulder.
Like, now you kiss. Now all three of us
kiss. And then like, I'm just not part of this anymore, am I? And like, he's way too into it. And any awkward like, oh, let's have a threesome to spice up our sex life. And then like, one person feels left out is almost a hackneyed bit in various stuff. But then having it be with a boulder. But then when they finally like have a nice date night and like get into the mood because they're just literally enjoying each other's company. But when they have the bit of them banging and is showing them going, and they straight up, she sticks a finger up Daniel Radcliffe's bum, and there's Nothing wrong with that. Sex positive general nerdery, but like they commit.
They're not hiding what's going on.
They commit to that. Or the just about to finish, and then he like Scraps takes off the bed. No, not like this.
Not like this.
Okay. If you have a pet,
Oh, God.
they've interrupted your sex before.
Oh, God.
And I have never had it interrupt like that.
Thank God.
But I definitely had pretty early into the relationship us doing our business and the dog straight up bursting through the door that was closed and jumping up onto the bed and like nudging me aside. And I was like, I am busy right now. Like,
you need to go.
this is no. Or like the dog. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. This is funny. The dog used to try to passive aggressively refuse to leave the bed, and just be like, "I'm not leaving, so you two have to stop." And we were like, "Sorry, honey."
Teakle is only like 4 months older than mine and Marge's relationship, so he was a kitten when we got together.
No. Okay, we will stop talking about our sex life now, but like the show does a weirdly good job of like what's sex in a long-term relationship, but also it's the post-apocalypse, and also we're gonna do riffs on the Matrix.
Also, your dog is a human,
and also your dog is a human. Or in the fucking like end of the first episode where he wants to sleep with them, and just like crawls on multiple times. He just crawls on top of Daniel Radcliffe and like gets way too close. He gets back from the trip, and the whole time they're like, "Yeah, no Daniel, like no Sid, we're going back to old school." And it's the one where she realizes that like I'm not 20 anymore. She learns this lesson like 6 times, but that's the final one of like, this just isn't fun anymore for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of bummed about it, but then like he gets back and literally like grabs Daniel Radcliffe's face and is like 4 inches away, and is like, "I never want to not be this far away from you again," or whatever it is. And you're like, "Yep, that's a dog that hasn't seen you in a couple of days." Like,
that's a dog right there. Yeah, let's see. Like we said, there was the grouping one, which is also the party all night one. Jim Carrey in the park.
It was a funny gag. It just went on too long, and I just hate Ace Ventura.
Look, the B plot, the Sid going on the weekend trip with Ty, though, was fucking funny. Great. Yeah. I actually really, really like that.
If they had figured out how to swap it around so that was the A plot and her doing the play was the B plot, I would have thought much higher of this episode.
Then it was the Olympus one. Go visit the parents. Go visit the in-laws.
It's weird that he's like all of the stuff happening in that episode, and the part that brought me out of it was where he's pulling out organs and throwing it at them. But it was still funny. A little bit of a Get Out in there.
A little bit of Get Out in there. And that was Morris and Ty as the B plot.
Yeah, because that's the one where he like paints.
Yeah.
I wanted that examined a little further, and they just dropped that in relationship until the final scene of the final episode where Rubenstein is pushing Ty around in the like wheelchair. Those two actors have weirdly amazing chemistry, because like they had it with the previous season too, where they interacted a bunch. Like they just, I mean, part of it's just Steve Buscemi, so fucking talented. But like I don't know. I like their pairing almost more than him and Daniel Radcliffe, where Buscemi and Radcliffe in every season kind of play up the awkward versus each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those two I thought they have weird chemistry.
Oh, Roland Proudheart was the next one. That's Scraps going home, and that's when Sid gets the beefy.
The beefy plot was kind of dumb, but also really funny.
The fact that like basically they made the joke that Master Blaster is just a fucking vehicle type in the post-apocalypse.
And a Tesla owner, too.
Yeah. Like, I kind of love that.
I'm gonna get together with other beefy owners and take pictures of us with our beefies and talk about why no one will talk to us.
As someone who's always had that weird relationship to Master Blaster.
Oh God, I really love the Sid and Ty. I think it's a weakness of the second half of the season that we don't get a whole lot of Sid and Freya together.
Oh,
This
yeah.
whole season, even though the thing is like their relationship still and like maintaining their relationship now that they're married, we don't get a lot of plots of those two interacting together this season. And it might be because it's the final season and they've been the main pair to bounce off each other the whole series. But I would kind of like, I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I really enjoyed Ty and Sid together once they liked each other.
Yeah, I agree. That was good. And it was Children of Women.
Which one is Children of?
That's when Freya finds out she's pregnant.
Oh, and
it turns out Morris is part of that weird cult.
God, Morris is the worst.
The name, of course, a play on Children of Men.
Yeah.
And then, that's the one where the B plot is the going back in time and killing John Christ.
It was good. There is no part of that episode that's bad. It doesn't stand out to me, though.
Yeah. It's funny in just that, like, everything that they're saying is so bad that it becomes funny because you're like, oh, no. No. Also, no, you guys don't get that. You don't get to be part of this.
No, you are not. You have nothing to do with this. Shut the fuck up. They commit to the part so extensively. It is weird to see Morris that obsessed with it, considering how much he fucking, like, ignores his child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to the point that at the end they're like, shouldn't you be repairing your relationship with your son? Can't have that much growth. You're lucky I have any at all. Yeah, fair enough. No, it's a really good episode. It just,
Scraps and Ty together is fun.
Scraps
in
and
the
Ty,
past, in the modern day.
Those actors have never had a
lot to do together.
Like, because they never interact in season 1. Because I mean, the guy who plays Scraps doesn't interact with any of them in season 1. In season 2, I don't think Vexler ever meets Mikey. If he does, it's like in passing.
Right.
In season 3, Gunslinger doesn't really ever deal, because Gunslinger pretty much only hangs out with Benny the teen.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, I think with Freya's character. Yeah, because it's not hunting, because the hunting party is Daniel Radcliffe, Steve Buscemi, and Scraps.
While I'm thinking about Ty for a second, it was weird going through this season after hearing him as Spider-Man India.
Shit, you're right. I still need to see that movie.
Oh, it's good.
I know. I can't believe I haven't.
We'll figure out a time for you to come over and watch it because I have it.
We'll bring you down to my house where I have a fucking like 10 by 10.
That's true.
Screen. Not important. We can discuss this after the podcast when we fight over where we watch Spider-Verse. Both places we'll watch it multiple times.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I could see that. I've seen a scene with Spider-Man in India, so
he's so good.
I'm so glad they updated that costume because the original Spider-Man India costume sucked ass.
Oh, he's so good.
And then we have it's what, 2-part finale? Yeah, because then we have the
John Christ in the end.
We have the girls' trip.
Right, the old gang of war dogs.
Another extremely good episode.
And then that's Ty joining the competition to show that he's not fucking obsolete.
Part of the man. He does become the worst kind of white person that like calls the cops on someone and then is recording them and like threatening assault because they go, hey, what the fuck? But also, again, I really hate John Christ.
Yeah. Normally this wouldn't be okay, but
I really hate John Christ. And he does play the most entitled white douchebag that we've seen since, the previous season with Scraps' character. But that one episode season 1 character that like gets in the way of the relationship, who's like,
oh God, what was his name?
I can't remember his name, but he was the string theory guy.
Worst.
Daddy, I need my $12 million right now.
Oh, he actually is the worst.
I don't know. He never takes over a town and destroys it, but I really like Freya's stuff. I love the fucking one of the gang wars. One of the gangs is straight up just the Jellicle cats.
Yes. That shit was great. All that fucking heart to heart while he's bleeding out.
And like showing the like they're gonna go kill each other. Are you trying to look up the string theory actor?
Yeah.
John Reynolds is Mason.
I think you're right. I think it's Mason.
Wasn't sure. He's been in stuff, but nothing that like nothing where he sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's in Masters of None. That's supposed to be really good.
It was good. I watched through all of it.
Yeah. Bit actor. I love bit actors. Oh, during not End Time Thematic. I'm looking at the wrong spot. During the John Christ episode, Ty goes into America's Next Top Model, and they just take that extremely literally. Best gag of that is the mysterious egg.
So good.
Thing. And then the egg phone sex ad at the end.
I fucking lost it.
Almost made Cece fall off the couch. Like
I fucking lost it. That was great.
And then the end, which is
it's fine. There's nothing it's not my favorite ending of all time. But
it kind of sucks that that's the final episode of Miracle Workers ever being made, but it's not a bad episode.
You get the team up, cool fight, like the couple.
I wanted a little more of that. Because again, I just love those two together.
Mm-hmm.
In every season, I love those two together. They just have such good chemistry. I do think it's really funny that they kind of... One, they make fun of like the slow-moving robot horde. I should have made them duck, but they just look so cool like this. But then like they keep poking fun at the stuff that they're doing to keep their budget insanely low.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I thought there would have been a big explosion there. Guess not. And it kind of makes sense because they're just like shutting down a computer program. But also, they're doing that so they don't have to fucking pay for
exactly
a big explosion. I do feel like they ran out of money and they had to try to make that work.
The gag of neural net being on the strap down fucking TV on the TV cart
super brought me flashbacks to middle school.
Yeah.
I do like that she murders John Christ and is just rolling back and forth, and you're like, you couldn't handle a rock. How did you? Okay.
No, you know what? It's fine.
He's dead at least. That's a long speech. Just hit the button. I'm gonna shit wherever I want. That actor does a good job.
Yeah, he does. It's Kyle Mooney. He's SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've seen him in some stuff. I don't have too much more.
Let me think. I thought it was hilarious that in The Matrix, Lisa Loeb showed up as the person playing music at the cafe. Because I was like, fucking Lisa Loeb.
I think
once again, it was just like spot that I was like, really? Does anyone else remember? I remember.
I think at the end of the day, my ranking of the seasons goes season 2, season 1, season 3, season 4. So Dark Ages, Original Miracle Workers, Oregon Trail, End Times.
I think this is my favorite. The hardest I have is between 2 and 3. I might go in exact reverse order though, because I loved Oregon Trail. Just
4,
all
3,
together.
2, 1.
Yeah,
You did not like season 1 that much.
it's fine, and I like the concept more than I like the season. I think at the end of the day, I really like the season. Once again, it's one of those things where it's like
it's the same thing I was saying about this one. It's what we've talked about so much on the show. There has to be a worst of if you're going to do things.
And it has some of my favorite versions of a couple of, like, I think John Daly's appearance in the first season is better than any of his other appearances.
Where is he in the first season?
Isn't he one of the God's parents?
No, that's
Oh.
what's his name? He played Dr. Spaceman in 30 Rock.
Oh, never mind. Well, maybe John Daly wasn't in the first season.
No, he
Never
wasn't,
mind
because
then.
he only
Okay.
plays doctors in this.
Right.
Because he plays the Doctor in season 2, and he plays.
Well,
this.
the Doctor in season 2 was better than the Doctor in season 3 and in season 4 for me.
Was he in season 3? Yeah, he was. Yeah, the Doctor in season 4 he's straight up just playing Bruce Campbell's character from Escape from L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Crazy Brains.
I wish we could have gotten Bruce Campbell in here somewhere, just because it would have been great, but it's probably way out of their price range.
And it's close. Like, I think I might put Vexler for my favorite car in Sony, but Sanjay Prince in the first season was also really fucking top notch, I thought.
He's so... I don't know. I said Freya's are all about even, but his are really in the same... Every character he plays is so funny. Because I do love the gunslinger a lot.
And even, like, I don't know, like, for John Bass, like, Sam is the character of his that I have the easiest time not cringing through. I don't mind cringe stuff as much as other people, but maybe not my favorite of his iterations, but, like, oh man, there's things going for it. Because Scraps is just so fucked up. Scraps is so fucked up.
Scraps is my favorite of his.
Scraps is so fucking wild. It was Professor Scraps?
Oh my god. Or Nurse Scraps at the end. Like, he hated the baby until which I'm told it has been a thing multiple times with animals, where animals, like, know something's coming and they get super weird about it, and then the baby's born and they're like, this one's mine. Yeah. It's a delight. There's not a bad season of Miracle Workers, and the worst episode still has a fucking stellar B plot.
I think the worst thing about the series past season 2 is that they didn't get Peter Serafinowicz to stick around.
I just love Peter Serafinowicz. Dude, we should do the fucking Tick someday.
Right? Oh, dude, the Amazon Tick was so good.
I never saw season 2.
It's so good.
It's one of the things we bonded over. It's one of the things that made us realize we needed to do this show. And I was not at all convinced Peter Serafinowicz when they first announced him. I was like, what? And then...
You're like, the roommate from Shaun of the Dead?
He doesn't seem anything like the Tick. And then...
That did actually remind me of... That's the other thing that makes me like this season the most, is it reminds me of the hidden themes that people usually don't think about with Edgar Wright's Blooded Milkshakes trilogy, and the fact that all 3 of those movies are about different aspects of growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, becoming okay with growing up, and, like, that this is what your life is now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
The third one of the Blood and Whatever trilogy is so much worse than the other 2.
It might be my overall favorite.
Oh, okay. I think Hot Fuzz is my favorite. We're way off.
Story-wise, I think it might be my overall favorite.
I think watch it again. I've only seen it once, while I saw the other 2 a bunch of times.
As far as just, like, watching wise, I think, like, Shaun of the Dead's my favorite. Like, I can just throw it on anytime and be entertained by it. But World's End, I think, has more meat to its growing up story than the other 2 do.
That's definitely true. I love Spaced. Have you seen
Spaced
this
is
show?
great, yeah, Spaced is great.
First 2 episodes actively terrible, but, like, after they get that set up, it becomes one of the best.
And you get the zombie episode, and you're like, hey.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh, I love this show because we just named like 4 different things I would happily do episodes on in a 5-minute period.
Art, what do you draw? Pain.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, but next time we're going to... one of the best science fiction movies ever made, probably. I am scared to do this because I am worried we're going to do our Conan episode. We're like, it's good.
Don't worry. This next episode is going to be green.
Super green. Next time, come back to listen to us talk about The Fifth Element, the only Bruce Willis movie that I still really enjoy. there's other good Bruce Willis movies, but this is the one that I can actively say I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's more than that for me. It's just as soon as you said that, I'm like, well, what are my other ones? But I can think about that later.
I mean, like, Die Hard is Die Hard, but, like...
I mean, I probably like the first 4 Die Hards.
We'll talk about it next time. In the meantime, we're your Jones of Nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi, everybody. General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, I mean, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.